If making jokes could make you millions of dollars, then jokes would be worth much more in our society. But that is exactly what happened with tennis player Renee Lacoste, who jokingly put a crocodile print on his shirt, and that absolutely blew up, and he became a millionaire because of it. Renee was born on July 2nd, 1904, in Paris, France, to parents who were part of the upper class in society. He became interested in tennis when he was 15 years old and decided to make a career out of it. However, his father was not initially supportive because Renee was not as skilled as the top tennis players. After seeing Renee's passion for the sport, his father gave him his blessing on the condition that he become a world champion in 5 years. This was a significant challenge, but Renee wanted to prove himself to his father, so he began intense training for 3 years. In 1922, Renee entered his first tennis competition, which was the Wimbledon Championships Grand Slam tournament. Unfortunately, he lost in the first round, which made him feel discouraged because of the pressure from his father to succeed. The next year, he entered his first competition in the United States and made it to the fourth round, but was narrowly defeated by Cecil Campbell. Despite his setback, Renee continued his training diligently and slowly surpassed his limits. By 1923, he was selected to play in France for the Davis Cup team. Renee played alongside Jean Barotra, Jacques Brugnon, and Enrico Schia, and together they were so formidable that tennis fans nicknamed them the Four Musketeers. Renee reached his first major final in 1925 at Wimbledon, but lost to fellow musketeer John Barotra. His defeat made him train even harder, and not forgetting his promise to his father. Later that year, he won the French championship title, and the next Wimbledon tournament he had a rematch with John Barotra in the finals. This time he emerged as a champion, finally proving himself worthy of playing tennis in the eyes of his father. However, he lost his French championship title the following year to Enrico Schia. After his defeat, Renee spent his time training and getting better at tennis and did not compete in Wimbledon that year. In September 1926, Renee competed in the US National Championship, and his last match was once again against Jean Barotra. He won the championship match against Jean and was ranked as the #1 tennis player for 1926 by the Daily Telegraph. Renee is also attributed with inventing the tennis ball machine and had more phenomenal conquests in his tennis career. But how did any of these lead to the creation of the Lacoste brand? Through his dedication to the sport, Renee developed a unique style of playing tennis that did not go unnoticed. He often played around the back of the court and slithered around while playing. In the World Group Final, the French team lost to the American team, who had Bill Tilden as their best player. Tilden was known for his undefeated winning streak in tennis championships. However, Renee Lacoste pulled off a surprise upset to triumph over Bill by winning the 4-set game against him. American journalists present at the game noticed Renee's phenomenal style of playing and nicknamed him the Crocodile. Although the team lost the finals, this one win boosted their chances of winning the cup the following year. Renee defeated Bill again in the next World Group Final in one of his 3 matches against him. The Crocodile nickname made its way to France. Renee loved it, admitting that the name highlighted his tenacity on the tennis courts and dedication to never giving up on his prey. Later that year, Davis Cup team was in a crucial match, and their captain promised Renee a crocodile skin suitcase if they won. Renee took him on that promise and went ahead to win the match. After winning the match, Robert George designed a signature crocodile and embroidered it on Renee's blazer. He wore the blazer to the court during his next game, and his confidence drew the eyes of tennis fans. Renee realized that a long-sleeved button-up shirt was uncomfortable to play in and did not enhance the player's flexibility. He designed the first version of the official tennis uniform, which was still in production stage and did not launch yet. In 1933, Renee asked André Gillieu, the owner of the largest French knitwear manufacturing firm at the time, to embroider the crocodile on front of his tennis shirt. After that, they produced more t-shirts, and this migrated into a business. The company was officially registered as La Société Chimique Lacoste, and they used Renee as the brand ambassador. Renee sportswear was revolutionary at the time because it was a short-sleeve jersey knit polo shirt instead of the traditional button-up shirt. Renee sportswear grew even more popular, yet they could not gain a license to sell their products under the Lacoste brand name in the United States. In 1950, Lacoste started a partnership with a corporation in the United States called Izod, and they created a sub-brand called Izod Lacoste that produces Lacoste branding clothing. Lacoste started by producing only white-colored branded sportswear, but in 1950, after the partnership with Izod, they started producing shirts of other colors. In 1970, Lacoste sportswear gained full popularity in the United States. 7 years later, a competing sportswear brand called Le Tigre was established in the US to rival Izod Lacoste. Le Tigre produced similar, comfortable sportswear but chose a different animal logo. Despite efforts to beat the popularity of Lacoste, the other sportswear companies in the US began making similar shirts and logos for their brand, leading to the continued growth of Lacoste brand. Renee Lacoste was the first brand ambassador of the Lacoste brand, and he attributed its success to his choice of logo. Even after his retirement from tennis in 1932, Renee continued to design innovative sports goods. In the 1960s, he designed an unprecedented steel racket used by top players, including Jimmy Connors. In 1964, he expanded the Lacoste sporting territory from just sportswear to sports goods. In 1973, Renee's son, Bernard Lacoste, took over the company. He had previously been in charge of the partnership between Lacoste and Izod. In the 70s and 80s, teenagers began to refer to the shirt as just Izod instead of Izod Lacoste. The union of both brands remained profitable until Izod Lacoste's parent company, Crystal Brands Incorporated, faced debts from other business ventures. The company tried to separate Izod and Lacoste to repay the debts, but eventually Crystal had to sell half of Lacoste back to the original French company, while Izod was sold to another company in 1993. Lacoste ended their partnership with Izod after regaining exclusive US rights to distribute shirts under its own brand in 1990. Lacoste's long brand identity crisis with a Chinese company called Crocodile ended after they settled the dispute. Bernard Lacoste then decided that new management was necessary to take the company forward. On October the 12th, 1996, Renee Lacoste died at 92 years old. In 2000, Lacoste changed its creative director from Gil Rosier to Christophe Lemaire. This decision helped re-establish Lacoste's popularity as not just a sportswear company but also a luxury fashion brand. Under the new administration, Lacoste diversified its products away from just clothing and branched out into footwear, eyewear, leather goods, lingerie, perfume, towels, and watches. In 2005, Bernard Lacoste fell sick and handed over the company to his younger brother, Michael Lacoste, who had worked in the company with his brother for years and was capable of carrying on the legacy. On March 21, 2006, Bernard died and the company mourned the loss of another president. Lacoste began licensing its trademark to other companies after Michael took over the administration. But this decision changed in a few years. Devonley now owns an exclusive license to Lacoste clothes worldwide, and Lacoste polo shirts are manufactured under license in Thailand and China. The company gained greater heights and continued to expand its territory. In 2007, Lacoste introduced an e-commerce site for the US market, and by 2010, Lacoste began using celebrities as brand ambassadors, the most recent of which is tennis player Novak Djokovic. Today, the crocodile logo of the Lacoste brand speaks for the company, and the brand is extremely popular with millions of fans on and off social media from diverse communities. Lacoste started the Renee Lacoste Foundation to help children play sports in school and give them a supportive community. It has grown from a company named after a joke to a brand worth $1 billion. If you like this video, then hit the like button, subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss another video from us.